Once upon a time, there lived a powerful king who ruled over a large and wealthy kingdom. He had gold, land, servants, and honor. But there was one pain that never left his heart. The king had no child. Every night, when the palace grew quiet, the king would sit alone and think, "Who will carry my name? Who will rule after me?" He tried everything. He prayed to God. He invited holy men. He performed rituals. He gave gifts to temples and the poor. Years passed, but still, no son came. As the king grew older, his heart became heavy and desperate. One day, a wicked advisor came to him and said, "My lord, there is one thing left you have not tried." The king looked up. "What is it?" The man lowered his voice and said, "If a young child from your own kingdom is sacrificed, you will surely be blessed with a son." At first, the king was shocked, but desperation can make even good men think evil thoughts. "I have tried everything else," the king said to himself. "Nothing has worked. Maybe, just this once." So the king made a terrible decision. He sent messengers across the land with this announcement: "Any family that offers their child for sacrifice will receive great wealth and gifts from the royal treasury." Fear spread through the kingdom. In a small village far from the palace lived a very poor family. They had many children, little food, and no future. Among them was their youngest son, a 15-year-old boy. The boy was weak in body, but strong in faith. He did not run around like other boys. He did not argue or complain. He spent much of his time praying quietly. His father often looked at him and felt nothing but frustration. "This boy brings us nothing," the father thought. "He cannot work much. He only prays." When the king's announcement reached the village, the father's heart changed. "If we give this boy to the king," he said to himself, "our suffering will end. We will finally be rich." The mother cried. Some siblings stayed silent. But hunger is louder than love. In the end, the father took the boy by the hand and led him to the palace. The king gave them gold, food, and expensive gifts. The poor family returned home rich, and the boy was left behind. The day of sacrifice arrived. The palace was filled with ministers, guards, and priests. Fire burned in the distance. Everyone was silent. The 15-year-old boy was brought before the king. The king looked at him and felt something strange. The boy was not crying. He was calm. The king asked gently, "My son, do you have any last wish before the sacrifice?" The boy nodded. "Yes, my king. Please bring me a pile of sand." The king was surprised, but he agreed. Sand was brought. The boy knelt down and slowly built 4 small houses with his hands. Everyone watched closely. Then the boy stood up and destroyed the first house. He destroyed the second house. He destroyed the third house. After that, he sat quietly in front of the 4th house, folded his hands, closed his eyes, and prayed. When he finished, he stood up and said, "My king, now you may continue." The king stepped back in fear. "What was that?" he asked. "Was that a curse? A ritual? Speak, child." The boy replied calmly, "My king, I built 4 houses. The first house was for my parents. Their duty was to protect me, but they sold me for money, so I broke their house. The second house was for my relatives. Their duty was to stop this cruelty, but they stayed silent, so I broke their house. The third house was for you, my king. Your duty is to protect your people, but today you are ready to kill me, so I broke your house too." Then he pointed to the last house. "The 4th house belongs to God. When everyone failed me, he did not. That is why I left it standing. Now, only God is my hope." The palace fell silent. The king's heart began to shake. He thought, What if I kill this innocent boy and still receive nothing? What if this sin destroys my soul and my kingdom? Tears filled his eyes. Suddenly, the king fell to his knees. "This child has more wisdom than my advisors," he said. Then he stood and declared loudly, "From this day forward, this boy is my son. He will be my heir and the next king of this land." The palace erupted with joy. The people celebrated. But far away, a man sat alone in a house filled with gold, a father rich in money, but broken by regret. Moral: when the world fails you, when family betrays you, when leaders forget their duty, God still stands. He is the last shelter, the only house that never falls. If you trust Him completely, He can turn pain into purpose and rejection into honor. If this story touched your heart, comment, "I believe," and I will pray for you. May God be your refuge when the world turns its back on you. May He lift you when others push you down. May He turn every tear into testimony. In God's mighty name, amen.